Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of A Conversation with the Chicago 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame. And today we are honored to have in two teams that were inducted here on October 26th into the Hall of Fame here in Forest Park. The team, the lady to my left is the Lushes team run by Kelly Russ. Allie,
Hi.
Thank you. And to my right, the Chaos team, which is with Joanie Mcelligott. And of course, Joanie, this is, you were a part of this with Mary Ryan, and this is Joanie and Mcelligott. And of course, Joanie has been inducted as player also into the Hall of Fame. I want to always say this, our President Paul Rowan, and of course, the board here takes the time every Saturday between the hours of 2 and 2:30. We got a late start today in the sense because we set it up for this time at 2:30. In front of a live audience. You're more than welcome to come here from 12 to 4 on Saturdays. And today, this afternoon, we have the two teams we're going to touch. So we really thank Paul and the board for this. Ladies, I truly appreciate you coming in. This had to be a big honor on that 26, you know. So I think we'll start with Kelly. Kel just got out of the car. No, Kelly, I got to ask you, all these years that you played, man. Normally I save this for the end, but I think I'll start in the beginning.
Okay.
What was the feeling? And then we'll go back to the group. What was the feeling when like a Paul Rowan or the board calls here and says, hey, we're going to put the Lushes team into the Hall of Fame? What was their first reaction?
It's super exciting. Like, I really didn't even tell the team that I was doing it because I didn't want to say anything until I knew that we were going to actually get in. I don't even think I told Joanie, and she's like, oh, I see your
yeah, I knew.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, okay. So it was.
When do you remember where you were? We got the call for this whole thing.
Actually had to leave. We played phone tag for a while.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. So you had to probably call Paul back.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he had to call me back. Yeah.
Okay. Joanie, of course, you're no stranger to this kind of an award because you went, like I said at the beginning of this, you went in individually.
Right.
How was it when you heard now that the Chaos team was going to get in, and was it from Paul or was it from a board member?
It was from a board meeting.
A board meeting. Okay.
I was in Seattle at the time on vacation.
All right,
So
nice.
I was in on the Zoom call.
Right.
And they had made the decision to do this, so, but I didn't tell anybody. Like, no one on our team knew either. So it was kind of nice. You don't want to disappoint. You don't want to just get anyone to be disappointed or anything. But
Sure. No.
I was ecstatic. I can't tell you how happy I am for both of our teams.
Right, because there's a lot of intertwine going on here, which I want to kind of touch on the overlap, and I know you brought it up to my attention here earlier. Let's talk about the Lushes team, because it's again it's basically a team that has been from the one is basically says they're from the northwest side and one is from the north side. So yeah, same thing, right. And the Lushes, you guys began in 90.
Yeah.
90 and pretty much dominated through the 2000s. Correct?
Yeah, it took us a little bit to get started. You know how when we first get started, you're not that strong, and then you build from
right.
So it took a bit.
Kel, in doing this, is there a favorite part that stood out in your mind? Like, was it Reese? Was it Franklin? Was it Shabona, Oriole, Norwich Park? Mellis Park. Was there one that stands out in your mind that you like playing at during this fantastic run?
It was probably Reese Park, because that's back in the day. We were still young. We were dominating over there. We would go back to our sponsors. We'd have late nights, great nights.
Yeah, late night, great night. We're gonna get that one. Well, I got the motto. The marker is win or lose, we lose.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
We had bars that wanted to sponsor us. Like, we did not have to search too hard.
I mean, we'll get into the camaraderie that Joanie, with you in the 90s, of course, is the dominance Oriole Park?
Yes.
It is Oriole Park.
Yes.
And
because it was one of the most competitive leagues that was around for women
Right.
for a real long time.
right.
And we all the teams that participated, top 4 teams usually, they kind of rotated who won.
Okay.
But, you know, it was nose to nose, and there were some pretty big rivalries over there that were.
Do you remember a rivalry early on that kind of always you knew from year to year?
Yes.
What was it?
It was with the kids.
It was
That was the name of the team, the kids. That they were our biggest rivals there.
wow.
Along with
Okay.
Lehigh Records, so Mary Ryan, who also helped me run.
Yes.
Chaos, she was also on Lehigh Records at one point. So what was happened with that league is when Oriole folded, there was a few teams that kind of melded together.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
and there was a few people who came from that team, the Lehigh Records team. A few
Gotcha.
people came from the kids, and then the base was our team.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's how we grew our team to be as competitive as we were.
You were also, before I go back to Kelly, you were player coach.
Yes.
Yeah, with Mary
Yes,
Ryan. Yeah.
yes.
Nice, nice. So for you, the Lushes, so you guys begin at Chopin
Yeah,
Park, and there was a gentleman there. What was his name? Michael Mushroom McFall.
that's his name,
Yeah,
Big Mush.
and is he still with us?
I mean, yes, he just kind of stopped coaching along the way.
Okay, okay,
That's all,
great.
yeah.
What do you remember, Cal, of that early part, those early years under them?
Mush was a little crazy, so, we would get in a few altercations because he was a little hot-headed. You
Okay,
know, but you need somebody to run the team that's passionate and that cares, and he was definitely that guy.
so I mean, this is a gentleman that was making the lineup every night.
Oh, yeah,
This is a gentleman that was recruiting,
uh-huh,
making the changes from year to year, correct?
yes, so my sister played first, and then they asked me to come on the team, so, and Mushroom was coaching at the time.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Your overall opinion, I mean, I'm sure you had the nights when you were arguing with him, and then there were the nights where you were like, were you hugging him, you know?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
but yeah, he started out our team, and then, things just changed, life takes a different course, and,
Sure.
he went his way, but he's still around, and he's.
How many years do you think he was doing it?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I tried to find something on that.
Maybe 15.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
would get us in tournaments. He's the one he started it
He
all.
would he got you guys in that Sumarone tournament that we ran.
Yeah,
That much
yeah,
fun.
the mush ball, yeah, he got us in every tournament.
Joni, for you,
Mhm.
were you always the one with Ryan running this team, or was there
I
somebody?
was pretty much running it pretty much by myself.
Okay.
In the beginning, Mary
Right.
Ryan came in at one point when I stepped away from playing for a couple of years.
Got it. So you were the onset person.
Yeah, but she took over it, and she also, our team and her team combined to be a traveling team to go into tournaments under
Okay.
Red Dog.
Got
And
it.
He ran that. She ran like the tournaments. So, but they were a combo team. That was another team.
Let me ask you this question first, before I go back to Cal. You're running a team.
Mhm.
I mean, you're running a team.
Mhm.
You're not out there for just the giggles out there, right?
Oh,
Because I can see from the bio
Yeah,
what you
We were-
were about. We talked about this just before we went on camera.
yeah.
You were putting 10 people out there that wanted to play.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. And how did you go about it? I mean,
Well,
could you tell from the different personalities?
oh, yeah, there was lots of personalities.
Yeah.
But the
And
key-
different
but the
buttons
key-
to push, right?
Yeah, but the key for our team always was that it was an extremely team-oriented thing.
Okay,
You didn't worry about what you were doing, you were worrying about if your team was winning. I mean, it was icing on the cake if you went 3 for 3.
right,
But if you went 1 for 3 and your team still won, you should be happy.
right.
People bought into that, and if we had a runner on first, of course, we expected the person behind them to hit to the right side of the field to advance.
Right.
That was kind of a given, and it was, and if you didn't do it, it was kind of like, how come you didn't do that?
Yeah, putting runners in the score. You
Right,
want to be
right.
the hero with the one swing.
Right,
Exactly.
But people bought into it, and that was the key.
That was the key, right? Playing on guys' teams in these park districts for myself, not at the level of some of these guys played at. Kelly, the same thing for you. I mean, you were basically kind of, from what I'm getting at it, it's even with the years of McFall, you were probably in his ear about some girls, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes, so you're always trying to pick up and make your team better. And when we first started at Chopin, they were called, I was not there yet, they were called Armed and Dangerous, and they were not. No. So we had to go for a name change.
Right.
Right,
And
Pick up a few people.
yes, so Lushes was the first. name.
Okay.
Lushes.
so. What are you looking at as the lady, maybe during his time, and then of course you ran this team, you're in the hall because of this. What are you looking at? Like, is you looking at the attitude first?
Yeah, the attitude, but I feel like I probably had it easier because the team was kind of already molded.
Okay,
So I didn't have to search as hard. I had people that wanted to play and, were committed to play.
right.
And then, as time went on, then my kids started to play, so then I kind of had to hand it over to Erin Stanton, another girl who ran the team for a while, so.
And this was a big softball person also, Aaron.
Yeah, she's still playing, yeah.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice, a little bit younger.
A little bit,
And of course, it brings in a different idea too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes as we get older, we get kind of set in our ways, as
Absolutely,
much as I don't want to
absolutely.
say it too,
Yeah.
Joni, for you, I mean, again, was it hard for you, day in and day out to, let's say what you brought up? Hey, why didn't you hit that ball to
Oh.
right field? And you saw that they were swinging away. No, I mean, was it after the game or was it
Oh,
during
yeah,
the game?
it was after.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
She's
okay,
very to the point.
Yeah,
okay.
Kelly played on our team.
Yes, because you guys did
Yes,
intertwine
we
a
did.
question, but I was gonna save it for them, but I'm gonna
Sorry.
do it now. No, then I like this, cause when you do these interviews, you come in with a plan, but then something nice,
Something changes,
offsets
yeah.
it, right? No, but do you remember a time when you had the chaos and she had the lushes,
Mhm.
and now we're gonna have the event?
Oh, yeah.
They chaotic.
We're gonna have the Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier. Yeah, do you remember one of the first couple times where you're looking at her and like saying, listen, B, without saying the word here on the camera. I can see you too. Listen, B, tonight's not your night. Do you remember it?
We
You
probably
remember
gave each other a hug first, then we were like,
Yeah.
"Come on, let's go."
A lot of these fingers were up in the air, yeah. You remember?
I started dragging over the chaos people for fall ball at Orion Park. Because our team, our girls had started having kids, their kids were busy, and so we started losing a lot of people. So then Joni would play, Denise would play, a bunch of the people from chaos would play with our team to help keep us going. Yeah.
That was the key.
There was at least, what,
But-
at least
6 to 8.
Yeah,
At different times.
and then we'd play in tournaments together.
Right. And what was our name in the tournament?
The Chaotic Lushes. That was a good Wymie when we won the Wymie.
Right.
You did bring up to me before we went on, before Kelly get, that sometimes you guys would take players to take to them and they get.
Oh, yeah.
How did that work out in the sense of, was it hard to do that? I mean,
No.
No, everybody,
it worked well.
the two teams get along really well. Now, even when we played against each other, I would say the first time that we probably played against each other, we ran a charity softball tournament for a friend of ours that Kelly and those guys all knew, who passed away from cancer. We played 11-inch with her for years. Like, I played a lot of 11 and 12-inch. But she passed away and we ran a tournament in her honor at Gompers Park. And they were one of the teams that came. They were one of the biggest draws because they brought so many people. And we knew so many, and we had fun. Like the whole day was just.
We had a good following.
Yeah, they had a good following. And, the tournament itself was just, it was 10 teams. We had a catered, we
Oh, wow.
It was
we sold 200 Jello shots, and I would say her team drank 150 of them. But hey, we went with
Gotta
the-
be known for something.
So here it is, win or lose, we lose.
Very grateful to help participate in the tournament.
Right,
All
right.
the teams that participated. I mean, we
It was a
raised a
great
lot, we
tournament.
raised a lot of money, and we were able to, give individual checks out
Wow.
to people, to
Very,
help them with cancer.
Very neat.
So, but that's where we met them.
Wow.
Well, that's when we really played against.
Yeah.
Each other, yeah. But you can see this, there was an attitude. I mean, there was
Oh,
this rivalry. The rivalry's gonna start.
It
Yeah.
was, but it
right.
wasn't because of me, it was because of Much.
There was a lot-
Oh, yeah, because he
The
was-
crazy guy.
He was still- he was still there,
Uh-huh.
but we all knew these guys.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
How many, I'll start with you. How did that feel so weak?
Oh,
Cause I mean, I know I was talking to these guys, I'm like, did you guys ever even see your wife in the bathroom at night or, because, but how was it for you? What was it for the
Oh.
Lushes?
It was, It was almost every night. We'd play, sometimes you play 2 games in a night. We come from Wells Park to go to, where do we play on Wednesdays? And Indian Road.
Oh, wow.
So, and then we played at Chiller Park.
So I mean, you're running and gunning jerseys in a
All
trunk
over the
all
place.
over the place.
Oh, yeah, changing in the car.
Yeah, great.
Before she had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had an understanding husband?
Randy Russ. He played-
Randy Russ, I mean, you had an understanding.
He was the Hall of Fame
A
too.
little bit, right? Yeah, okay, we'll see. You probably, did you ever cross pants in the park when you?
We bet at the sponsor.
Oh, wow. Okay, nice. No, but it was like you said. You're gotta have girls on this team. They're gonna be committed.
Right.
What, I'll go back to you, Joe.
Okay.
What did you carry a certain amount of girls so you could? No, you could go 11, 12,
Oh, no, I always carried at least 14, 15.
14, 15,
Well,
okay.
because then
Yeah.
that gave options to people. Okay, you can't make it today.
Yeah.
Okay, great, but we'll still have enough. We're not scrambling
Right.
for people. And that was always what I tried to do. And, there's a lot of times that we counted on the last person who really didn't want to play softball, but was there anyway.
Right,
And it kept us in the games.
sure.
So,
I'd like to say on a night when you were in a game or in a tournament, did you have 12 or 13 with you?
Yep.
And you would intertwine them sometimes during,
they all played.
they all played, okay, yeah.
As long as, most games, we got everybody playing, because that's
Same
what you
thing
were
with
there.
Mcelligott.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've had a lot of people too. We would go about 15 as well. And then, whoever could show up, shows up.
Right. I mean, and there were
Tournaments are
days,
long enough, you can get them.
and there were days you did only have 10 people.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but you didn't want to pressure people to be
Sure.
like, oh my God, if you can't come to all the games, you're not on the team.
On the team. right.
It's a little different with women because, they got kids, they got, husbands.
Sure, got it, yeah, all that going on. Okay, so, like it says, just watching game, just playing the game, questions for you, Kelly. How hard was it to make the lineup now? Meaning, I should be batting fourth. What am I doing at the bottom? Did you get this from the women's class of people? Or if you were batting 10th or batting 5th or what position you put it, you didn't get too much of the slack?
I did not, actually.
Okay, wow, okay.
I feel like everyone was pretty understanding and everyone kind of knew their role and you're just kind of putting the pieces together and.
Don't take this wrong, and please watch, you guys don't have nails. I would just have thought. Just have thought there would have been more dramas with women. Because I saw it with the men. I saw it with them, what am I doing batting fourth when I did this, or what am I doing batting eighth, I drove it
No.
through. Same thing with you?
Same thing.
You made that lineup?
Yeah.
You put it out there,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah, there was no griping. If there was any gripe, I would hear it on my own off to the side. But there really, truly never really was.
No,
much gripe
these
at
are our
all.
friends.
Got it.
So.
And we
Okay,
are all.
okay.
Yeah,
And
Very
actually,
nice.
we're all still friends. We got our Christmas party tonight for the chaos and the Lushes.
And then the Lushes, yeah, tonight there was a Christmas party for the chaos and Lushes. That is really, I think we're gonna go back to the slogan, win or lose. We lose. Tonight, the Saturday night here in
Chaos
Illinois.
is lived by that level
Yeah.
tonight too.
Yeah, okay, and by the way, any saying about your team, I didn't find one. I mean, meaning
No.
something like that, okay?
No.
So that was interesting, but again, with different players. Did you have, I mean, you really had to push different buttons, I mean, because of personalities, right? If you saw somebody slacking or wasn't playing their game, and you knew they could put up, did you take them off to the side, hey, what's up, something going on? I mean, did you have this?
I didn't really have to have too many conversations like that. No, because by the time I took over, I want to say we were, grown women.
Right,
No.
okay.
So, but I know that Mush had some struggles in the beginning, but no, I mean, it's recreational ball. We're out here to have a good time.
Sure.
Yes, we want to win, absolutely, but I'm not gonna, I don't know the word, like my friendships, sacrifice my friendships.
Yeah, you're right, so over this.
I agree.
Yeah, and I have to compliment you both because the resume of the games and the tournaments and both of these teams being in the Hall of Fame, which is a great honor. I'm sure you guys were looked up to too, as like, hey, she knows a lot about the game. She knows a lot about it. Did you feel that respect from your players
Oh,
as
yeah.
you
Oh,
were
yeah.
managers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and we'll still get out there and play a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
It's just not as much as it was, like,
Right,
there's
right.
our team is still playing, Sundays at Oriole Park. I don't run it, I don't have much to do with it, but whenever they need a player once in a while, I'll be like,
You'll get
okay.
out there.
Yeah, it's my daughter now, that she's busy, she's playing
Nice.
travel ball, so I was like, if she's not playing, I'm in. I'll come.
Same thing with you, Jody? So
Sure, yeah,
You'll
yeah.
you'll get in there and that,
I'm
but,
a little older than her, so.
yeah,
I'm slowing down a little bit.
It's still
but
not the same
it's
as it
still-
was.
No.
right,
No.
yeah. But no, but the respect, you
Oh,
felt the
yeah.
respect factor
Oh,
as
yeah.
a manager
Yeah.
of a team that,
Yeah.
okay, Mcelligott knows what she's doing,
Yeah.
Russ knows what she's doing, because that is key, I think, in anything. Like even here professionally, as we know in this town, what's happened here this fall, I just felt like the Bears didn't respect Everett, so that's what I was looking,
Yeah.
let's
Well,
go.
and I think with both of us, because we are all friends with each other, like Kelly said, you don't wanna, you're not sacrificing that to be the coach of the team.
Right.
You know, I mean, these all people, and I'm sure on Kelly's team, there's a personal connection between it. Like
Yes.
everyone on my team, I brought in, they're friends of mine. Either I played it with them in college, or
Sure, sure.
I played 11ish with them, or they came from another team and we got to know each other by that. I think we're very similar for Kelly, that was part of it, and we are all friends.
Right.
So. you know?
Nice, very, very nice, very nice. Okay, I'll start with Kelly, then I'll go over to you, Kel, a lot of tournaments, right?
Yeah,
To this day, when you are doing this, having the drink and like something like tonight and everything else. Do you remember talk about maybe two tournaments where, I like to, I like always posing
I
this
got
question.
I got
Were you ever down in a tournament, you're like, oh shit, we're effed, and you come back and you win it? You remember one, and then you remember the one where you guys were like total freaking domination.
okay, well, I have maybe the opposite one, like,
Okay.
I think we were, this is Grant Park back in the day.
Okay.
So the guys used to play, the girls used to play, there was corporate, it's everything, so we needed like the last out to get to like the championship game. And our left fielder, she caught the ball, and I believe there was somebody on third, so it must have been 2 outs or something, yeah, and then she was congratulating, herself a little bit too much,
Okay.
and didn't get the ball in time,
Oh,
and so then the girl tagged up and scored, and then we never made it to that game that we so much wanted to make
Right,
it.
something so simple, yeah, and she took that extra second, extra 2 seconds,
Yeah, and we
whatever.
were still young back then, so we're still learning.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and then the Why Me, when we won together with Chaos, was one that I'll never forget, because we always played against the South Side teams, and it was always a struggle to win that tournament, and we finally got our North Side team together and won that tournament. I know
Oh,
that
wow.
she's won a few more times, but that was, I think, our first.
But it's something you
there.
remember, like, it will come up like probably tonight, or you remember this, you remember that game.
yeah. Talking about it, it's gonna come.
It's gotta go.
A lot of things.
We're gonna go all night long at that bar.
Yeah. Joni, can you pick two of that? I mean, yeah, you maybe, that was, the one the Kelly
Yeah.
brought up were great, but, do you remember one that was, let me start this with you, one that we were, down and out in Beverly Hills, when you came back,
We played in a Grand Park tournament,
okay?
and we were probably maybe the 1 or the 2 seed, and we fell right on our face. And we lost the first 2 games, and everyone was just so shocked, but it was like, hey, it was a.
Cause you
good
thought you were gonna take this thing,
Well,
right? Yeah.
And we should have, with the team that we
Right.
had out there, we should have. I took my nephews to the aquarium. They were down there with us, so I was like, oh, well, I guess we're not playing softball for the whole day.
Right.
So that was the not so good memory, but the best memory of was a Why Me tournament. It wasn't when we played with the chaotic Lushes, it was
Okay.
when we were chaos, and we were playing the Brat Pack. And we were tied up, and I got a double, and I was on second base, and my friend Shelly Pica, who is possibly gonna be in soon into the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
She was up to bat, and I pointed at her and I said, I went like this, I said, you hit it and I'm there. I mean, I ran right through whatever anybody was giving me, because I was gonna score no matter what. And that wasn't about me, it was about just being done with the game and beating them, because they were one of our biggest
the rivals.
rivalries. Especially in that tournament, they had won it pretty much year after year. And it just felt really good, and it was such a team effort, because
Right.
defensively, I mean, and it was a really low scoring game, I think it was like 3-2. So, I mean, it was really good defense, great pitching, everything that a team needed to do, we did all together. And that was the key.
Before I let you go on this, these teams were together for many years.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. How, the continuity of these teams, how long were they together, like most of these women?
I would say there was a good 8 or 10 of us that probably played over 30 years together.
Wow,
So we started out at Oriole Park.
okay,
Before we became Chaos, we were called Sticks.
okay,
And then a lot of those people at that time were starting families and stuff like that. So then I brought whoever wanted to come with us, and then we had Andy Pope was our coach then, because his
Okay.
wife played. But he was no longer gonna coach, so they were like, well, what are we gonna do? And I said, well, I'll take it over, and then I got people who I played 11-ish with.
got it,
And then, they were interested in playing. It was a Friday night league. So it was fun. And Friday, we used to order pizzas to the park, and we had the Friday night beer club, and
yeah,
we had
so,
4 or 5 teams that participated in all of it. We'd all throw money in. And we hung out at the park and extremely competitive league.
sure,
And then, then that league kind of folded a little bit. So we picked up numerous peoples from these other teams. And then that was when we put
sure. Wow.
this team together.
Together.
Yeah.
Cal,
Yes.
for you, how many years where you saw this continuity, like I just posed to her?
I mean, I feel like our team kind of had a big turnaround. Like
Mhm.
we started the neighborhood bar and people that were there were around and that we knew. And then we kind of grew and branched out and be like, hey, she's a good player. Let's ask her to play. Hey, she's a good player. So we would kind of just start getting from other teams like the guys do,
Right,
So our core of the 10 probably went to maybe 6, and then we just started like reaching out to other people.
wow, and you know what? Here, I know it's, I see it in Joni's vibe, but it's basically the same. I mean, these are so parallel, I mean, the
It's
parody.
the same neighborhood,
Yeah,
it's
the
the same
parody,
era.
but the parody, but here, the thing is really here, it really, both teams were, guys were about team.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely about team concept, and, you had everybody on the same page, which is truly hard.
I want to go play 16-inch right now.
Fucking cold, man. No, okay, so I'm gonna ask you the question first, Cal, and then I'm gonna ask Joni. I know you guys have that party tonight. If you had to do this all over again, and if you had to do it all over again, are you doing it?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, 100%.
You're doing it again?
100%.
It was a love, it was a passion for you.
Absolutely, still is.
Yeah, okay, great, that's fantastic, and of course.
And it runs in the family.
And your husband and everybody, yeah, you're doing. Joni, if you had to do it again, I mean, this is a passion like.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great group of people. My thing always was, you'd want to kick somebody's butt on the field, but you could be nice to them at the end of the game.
Right,
People used to get mad because I would play short center and if someone got a hit against us, I'd be like, oh, let me say it. My team would be like, how do you say that to them? I say, schmoozing.
That's it
You
was.
got
Yeah, yeah.
it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's also honest. They
Yeah.
got sit against us.
you
How
put
about-
it in a different
How
perspective,
about, we
exactly.
don't let that happen again. That was always the conversation too, but let's make sure that we do something different if they can't get it next time.
Our t-shirt.
Oh, look at our teeth.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay, Nick, we're in front of a live audience, as I said at the top, and Mick Balestri has brought in, thank you, Mick, for bringing these in. Let's hold these up. This is the Lushes one. You go. Win or lose, so we lose, there it is. And of course, there is chaos. Oh, this is so, Mick, thanks for doing that. And what was the 670 AM? Oh, Mike North, of course. Yeah, Mike, of course, back in the day there, yes, on the score, Mike, yeah.
He always took care of us.
If he was here today, I wouldn't have gotten word in otherwise, but.
Our big sponsor was Coletti's.
Oh, yes, by Elston, by the Leos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, remember it well. Had a few meals over there.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, I want to thank both of you. This is really, you talk about, just in this interview, what came out today is the passion for how you guys ran these teams. And what I noticed too about both of you here today, not knowing both of you, is that you credited. And if we could I know all the list of the ladies are on here and you, the ladies here, so I don't want to be unfair to either one. But I know if you guys would be here for another hour mentioning all these girls, because I think you would remember them.
Yeah,
Oh,
These
yeah.
ladies, I should
there's
say.
no,
Yeah,
there's no forgetting.
There's no forgetting.
And there's some that left a much bigger impression than others.
Sure, and I just love that you're successful because of how you ran them. And a big congratulations to being
Thank you.
inducted, the Chaos team here on the 26th of October here in 2024, and the Lushes team. I'm gonna ask you a question. There's a book out, as you guys know, and I leave it like this a lot of times with the men and the women. Kelly Russ,
Yes, sir.
is this the greatest game on dirt?
Absolutely.
Joni Mcelligott, is this the greatest game on dirt?
Absolutely.
You got it. I'll say it too. Listen, we've been visiting with the two managers, players of two great teams, Chaos and the Lushes. This was a fantastic interview. I want to mention something. We had a guest last week, and this gentleman, talk about passion. I think maybe you ladies might know him. Kevin Lund reached out to me this morning, and this is what I love about this. He reaches out to me this morning, Paul, and he says, John, I forgot one guy on the list of 16-inch power list.
I see on that list.
So he goes, we have to give a shout out to Mark Holstein. He goes, I forgot about the list. So Mark Lund didn't forget you. Don't be going to Texas to get him. He thought highly of you. So Kevin, I wanted to get that in for you. And again, ladies, really, thank you. This was a thrill. This was a thrill. All right. We will see you next Saturday. Another guest, another team, right back here at the Chicago 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame.
Bye.